Hey guys, it's Sarah Ockler, author of the newly released young adult novel 20 Boys Summer, and I'm also a member of the Orchard Park High School graduating class of 1993, which seems like such a long time ago, but deep down I'm still just a girl who loves books. So if you're a girl who loves books too, I hope that you'll join me on Thursday, June 25th at 2 p.m. at B is for Books on East Quaker Road in Orchard Park for a girls' afternoon. We're just going to be hanging out in the sun, chatting about the book. We'll have some fun prizes and giveaways, some snacks and lemonade, and we'll also be making sea glass bracelets, which I'm really excited for because sea glass plays a huge role in 20 Boys Summer, which if you read the book you'll see what that's all about. And if you'd like to check out the book before the event, Jane at B is for Books is offering a 20% discount on anyone who'd like to get the book beforehand. So stop in and see her and ask about that. And I really hope to meet you guys at the event on June 25th. School should be out by then, exams should be done, and I'm sure you will all have done fabulously on your exams, so don't even worry. And to get you even more excited, I'm going to just read a little excerpt for you from 20 Boys Summer. And I'm not really going to say too much about what the book is about, but I'll just tell you that the main characters just got into a cake fight. Anna Riley is the narrator. She is 16 years old, but she's telling a story that happened last year at her 15th birthday with her next door neighbor, Matt, who she's kind of been in love with for like ever. So they just had a cake fight, and now here goes. When the novelty of the birthday cake wrestling match finally faded, Matt and I went inside to clean up. Beyond the sliding deck door, shielded in the cool dark of the house from everyone out back, we stood in front of the kitchen sink not saying anything. I stared at him in a sideways kind of way that I hoped didn't expose the secret thoughts in my head, thoughts that, despite my best efforts to contain them, went further than I'd ever let them go before. His messy black hair and bright blue eyes cast a spell on me, muffling the chatter outside as if we'd been dumped underwater. I held out a sticky hand and threatened him with another gob of frosting in an attempt to break the silence, afraid he'd hear my heart pounding under my t-shirt. Thump, 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 thump. Matt scooped some frosting from my outstretched hand and moved to close the space that separated us, changing absolutely everything that ever was or wasn't between us with a single raised eyebrow. "Anna," he said, dragging his frosted fingers through my hair, "don't you know what it means when a boy pulls your hair at your birthday party?" No. Just then, I didn't know what anything meant. I couldn't remember how we'd arrived in the kitchen, why we were covered in cake, why my best friend that's a boy was looking at me so differently, or even what my name was. I bit my lower lip to prevent my mouth from saying something lame without my brain's permission, like, "Oh, Matt, all my wishes have come true." I felt the stupidity rising in my throat and bit down harder, staring at his collarbone and the small piece of blue sea glass he wore on a leather cord around his neck, rising and falling, rising, falling. Seconds? Hours? I didn't know. He'd made the necklace the year before from a triangular piece of glass he'd found during their family vacation to Zanzibar Bay, right behind the California beach house they rented for 3 weeks every summer. According to Matt, red glass was the rarest, followed by purple, then dark blue. To date, he'd only found one red piece, which he'd made into a bracelet for his sister Frankie a few months earlier. She never took it off. I loved all the colors, dark greens, baby blues, aquas, and whites. Frankie and Matt brought them back for me in mason jars every summer. They lived silently on my bookshelf like frozen pieces of the ocean I had never seen. "Come here," Matt whispered, his hand still stuck in my wild curls, blonde hair winding around his fingers. "I still can't believe you made that," I said, not for the first time. "It's so cool." Matt looked down at the glass, his hair falling in front of his eyes. "Maybe I'll give it to you," he said, "if you're lucky." I smiled, my gaze fixed on the blue triangle. I was afraid to look at him, because if I let my eyes lock on his, he might try to, and then everything would be, and I might just... "Happy birthday," he whispered, his breath landing warm and suddenly close to my lips, making my insides flip. And just as quickly as he'd surprised me with the cake, he kissed me, one frosting-covered hand moving from my hair to the back of my neck, the other solid and warm in the small of my back, pressing us together, my chest against his ribs, my hip bones just below his, the tops of our bare summer legs hot and touching. I stopped breathing. My eyes were closed, and his mouth tasted like marzipan flowers and clove cigarettes, and in 10 seconds the whole of my life was wrapped up in that one kiss, that one wish, that one secret that would forever divide my life into 2 parts. And that's it. If you want to find out what happens next, you have to stop by the event or check out the book. But either way, I hope to see you on June 25th at 2 p.m. at B is for Books on East Quaker Road. And I hope that you guys all have a fabulous summer.